What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Money making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Conference finals, we're here. We are here, man. Today, we got the Western Conference finals starting, man. We got the Minnesota Timberwolves, a.k.a. the Minnesota Timber Puppies, a.k.a. the Minnesota House of Disappointment, out on the road here in Game 1 versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, a.k.a. the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, a.k.a. the Oklahoma City Cover Buddies, man. I'm just letting y'all know what it is and what it ain't, man. I think this is going to be a hell of a series. I'm excited about the conference finals. The reason I'm so excited about the conference finals is one of the young guns are getting their first one. One of the young guns are getting that first one. Here in the West, whether that's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or Anthony Edwards. And in the East, whether that's Jalen Brunson or Tyrese Halliburton. But one of these young guards, man, will be getting their first ring and will elevate themselves into a league, into a class, really, of their own. Because nobody else of the young guard has one. So it's going to be an interesting conference finals, East and West. Today, we're specifically talking about the West. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Of course, all I ask is that you smash the like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Money making Tuesday. I'm going to let you guys know my thoughts here, man. So, first, let's talk about the Minnesota Timberwolves. Dominated the Lakers in the first round. Dominated the Warriors in the second round. Here they find themselves in their second straight Western Conference Finals. Last year they reached the Western Conference Finals. They beat the Nuggets in the second round and fell short to the Dallas Mavericks here in the Conference Finals. What have we seen from Minnesota this season, though? We really like what we saw from them in that first round. They dominated the Lakers. I did like the Lakers in that series, but hindsight is 20/20. Of course, after it's over, you see it much clearly than you saw it while it was happening. And what I took away from that Lakers-Timberwolves series was the Lakers were just too small. Ultimately is what happened in that series. Early in the series, the Lakers were trying to start Jackson Hayes, a career bench player. This was Jackson Hayes' first season really being a starter, playing meaningful minutes for a majority of his career. I feel like he's like a stretch four. You know what I mean? And the Lakers had to play him because they had nobody else. Late in that series, Coach Redick lost trust in Hayes. They started playing Kleba and LeBron at the 5. Minnesota really took advantage of that. I know a lot of people, including me, give Rudy Gobert a lot of flack. You know, we like to beat up on him, but in reality, he's a multi-time All-Star, and there's levels to playing big in the NBA. We can't compare an multi-time, defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert, to a career bench player in Jackson Hayes. Randall also plays really big. I believe that was the advantage for Minnesota in that first round. The Lakers were just too small, didn't have the personnel post-trade to match up with Minnesota. We fast forward to the second round. Minnesota caught another break. The light-skinned man, one of the greatest playoff risers we've ever seen, went down. He was out for majority of that series. Warriors also play a brand of small ball. It works really well, of course, when you have the greatest shooter alive, the greatest shooter to ever touch a basketball, help aiding that offense. But without him on that floor, that offense is not nearly the same. Jimmy and company tried to do enough to keep it competitive, try to make something happen, to try to survive until he got back. But ultimately, again, I felt like the size of Minnesota was able to overcome a banged up, injured, and battered Warriors team. I won't say anything bad about Minnesota. You can only do what's put in front of you, and they handled business. They did what they were supposed to do. They handled the Lakers, and they handled the Golden State Warriors. But I think, and especially in a game one in a series like this, Minnesota is kind of lacking this season being tested. While on the other side, Oklahoma City, I do believe, is battle tested. I know they got rid of Memphis in quick fashion, but I loved how Oklahoma City had to adjust to Denver in round two. Of course, Denver, a defending champ. Denver, depending on who you talk to, had the best player in the NBA in Nikola Jokic on the floor. And Nikola Jokic was a real mismatch problem for Oklahoma City. Of course, what's Oklahoma City's one of their big problems is their bigs, they're not huge. They're kind of small down low. Jokic, a bigger guy, a bigger big, was able to really take advantage of that early in the series. We saw him have the monster game one. What I really liked from Oklahoma City, though, they had to adjust, and they made adjustments, and we saw those adjustments work. And ultimately, if you win a game seven that dominantly at home, at the crib, your adjustments worked, and they acquired really the one thing that I was worried about Oklahoma City, experience. I believe this season they were the second youngest team in the NBA behind the Memphis Grizzlies. So a really inexperienced team, went out in the second round last season to the Dallas Mavericks after a really good season last year. But they've acquired that experience now, and they've been battle tested here in this postseason in a way I don't think Minnesota has been. Now, looking at how these two teams have played this season, of course, they split the season series 2-2. And they split in Oklahoma City. They split in Minnesota. I'm not really going to take too much from that. Here's what I'm looking at in this game tonight. I think Oklahoma City comes out here and punches Minnesota in the mouth. Oklahoma City is one of the best ATS teams of all time for a reason. Oklahoma City is our favorite money-making team for a reason. It's Thunder Buddies for life for a reason. The Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies are multiple possession favorites in this game tonight for a reason. And I think they come out here tonight and punch Minnesota in the mouth. I don't think it's going to be indicative of how the series is going to play out. I do think Minnesota will respond in this series and make it a really good series. But I trust Oklahoma City in this game tonight, especially at home at the crib. When we see Oklahoma, more likely than not, as sizable home favorites, it's usually for great reason, and we lay it. That's my thoughts here, ladies and gentlemen. That's my thoughts in a series like this. One more thing I'll say is Minnesota. They were fortunate in the first two rounds to not really play extremely tough defensive teams. The Lakers' defensive pressure is not great. Perimeter pressure, I mean. The Lakers' perimeter pressure is not great. We saw Anthony Edwards have a good series. The Warriors, while theirs is slightly better than the Lakers, it's still not great. That's not the case here for Oklahoma City. I don't think Anthony Edwards will have the same great series he had in the past two. Oklahoma City is great on the perimeter. They not only have one perimeter defender that throw at them, they have multiple. Guys like Alex Caruso, guys like Lou Dort, guys like Cason Wallace, guys like Isaiah Joe, guys like Jalen Williams. Even Shai Gilgeous-Alexander plays really good perimeter defense. They can throw multiple looks at Anthony Edwards like the other teams really weren't able to. And I think that's going to be something to look at early in this series is how Minnesota adjust to playing a team with great perimeter pressure. Just letting you guys know my thoughts. Just talking some hoops right now. I think Minnesota struggles game one. I don't think it's going to be indicative of how the whole series plays out. But when we see Oklahoma City as sizable home favorites and we don't see a great mismatch on the other side for the team like I thought Jokic was against Oklahoma City, I don't think Minnesota looks great tonight. I think Oklahoma City handles business. I got the Thunder winning this game by double digits. I'm going to lay the points here in this one. Couple props. I like Anthony Edwards points total under. I like I like I like Jalen Williams points over tonight. I like those are the two I like. Those are the two I like. Total wise, I'm gonna lean towards an under tonight. I'm gonna lean towards an under tonight. Small lean on the under. I might not even play it, but I'm just letting you guys know my thoughts because I know some of you care. So I lean towards an under tonight. I think the reason I lean under is I think Minnesota's going to struggle tonight with the defensive intensity that Oklahoma City is going to play. So Anthony Edwards points total under. Jalen Williams points total over. Oklahoma City Thunder buddies laying the points and a small lean on the under. Full game. Appreciate y'all more than y'all know, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site. Money Making Tuesday, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do the damn thing. See you tomorrow. Check out the WNBA layup session as well. It be posted today. Check out the WNBA layup session. Cover both games today, and we'll be covering it for the remainder of the season, man. So check it out, check it out, check it out. See you tomorrow. I'm out of here. Peace.